Hello everyone, today we're going to discuss Thomas Rhymer and the Queen of Elfland. It is believed to be written by Thomas de Ercildown, also known as the True Thomas. What if he basically had the power to tell the future? Would you tell it? Will you tell their friends of their doomed future? Or you would rather keep it to yourself? This is the legend that was based or created around the character or the personhood actually of Thomas de Ercildown. As we continue with our discussion, I hope you have already liked, shared, and subscribed to this channel. Sharing means reaching out to your friends who are in need perhaps of additional literary info on our literary piece today. That is, of course, our Thomas Rhymer and the Queen of Elfland. The author, known as Thomas the Rhymer or True Thomas, is considered to be legendary. There are basically very less of an info written about him. But then, he is believed to be a Scottish laird and a poet who was born in the 13th century. That is, more or less, to be specific, in 1220, near Ercildown, now Earlston in Berkshire. There are very little information regarding the life of Thomas Rhymer, but the tradition that was built around him had rooted in real events. He was mentioned in the charter dating from 1260 to 80, and also in 1294 Chartulary of the Trinity House of Sulphur. This charter had mentioned lands inherited by Thomas de Ercildown's son and heir of Tom Rymor de Ercildown. Also, living during the time of Robert the Bruce and William Wallace, Thomas has been associated with nationalist cause. During Edward I's ravaging of Scotland, he was thought to be an active traveler and seer. Of course, we know a seer is someone who can foretell the future. It will tell you of the doom, perhaps, or the promises of what the future brings. If you remember earlier, I had asked you, if you had this power, will you tell the people around you what awaits them? Will you play powerful, or you will wait until they discover what there is in the future, so as not to change the time zone as they put it in science fiction? So let's continue. There are two series about the death of Thomas Rhymer or True Thomas or Thomas Learmonth. The first is that he was murdered for political reasons. As I've mentioned earlier, he is an active nationalist movement member, and that accordingly he had seen or he had foresaw his death clearly. He had, isn't that scary? You could see how your end will come. Unlike the other stories or unlike other literary pieces that we would read or that we have read, usually our seer does not see what awaits them in the future. But for Thomas Ercildown or Thomas Learmonth, he had seen his death. Another theory is that he is still alive, and like Merlin, he would come back when the earth or when the world is ready for his presence again. So as of the moment, he lives in the hollow hills of Eildon. That is because a fairy had actually collected him. That is, of course, for the legend. So if you have questions pertaining this, perhaps you could write it in the comment section. And those who have idea also of this could share their thoughts. We could exchange thoughts despite this current pandemic that we're having through the comment section. Thomas' fame was such that even in the 19th century, that is the 1800s, people had considered him or had regarded him with veneration and awe. They continued to study his saying, and they are guided by his saying. Well, we've mentioned earlier that True Thomas is a legendary character, and his power to his followers sprung from his ability to foretell the future. And what's good about him is that he cannot tell a lie. We will know why he cannot tell a lie as we study our poem earlier. So we continue. In in the 1800s, he had prophesied that Dawn will continue its fame, its glory, and its power so long as the magical hawthorn tree that is associated in his legend is there in its location. When in 1814 it was blown by a gale, the local people have attempted to revive its roots, but to no attempt. And in that same year, in 1814, when the hawthorn tree was struck or fell from that gale, Dawn fell into a chain of financial disasters. And then the community and all the common lands were sold in payment of debts. And in that site now, where that magical hawthorn tree is marked with a stone. And so that is our poet, True Thomas. And before forget, let us not confuse him with Thomas Rhymer, because Thomas the Rhymer and Thomas Rhymer are two different things. Thomas Rhymer is an English poet also. He is also a poet. He is a critic and an antiquary and a historian, and his most lasting contribution was to complete and publish the 16 volumes of the first edition of Federa, a work in 20 volumes containing agreements made between the Crown of England and foreign powers since 1101. And so again, our True Thomas, or Thomas the Rhymer, he is our seer. He is this legendary poet who would tell us, or who would tell his followers of what the future brings. And he is a Scottish laird, okay? He's a Scottish poet, while our Thomas Rhymer is an English poet. So let's continue. And now I will read to you the poem. I hope you will read with me. As we know, there is power in words, and when we hear the words spoken by ourselves, we get to enjoy the crispness and the appeal of the musical sound of the language itself. Now let's read together our Thomas Rhymer and the Queen of Elfland. True Thomas lay o'er yon grassy bank, and he beheld a lady gay, a lady that was brisk and bold, come riding o'er the ferny brae. Her skirt was of the grass-green silk, her mantle of the velvet fine. At ilka tat of her horse's mane hung 50 silver bells and 9. True Thomas he took off his hat, and he bowed him low down till his knee. All hail, thou mighty Queen of Heaven, for your peer on earth I never did see. Oh no, True Thomas, she says, that name does not belong to me. I am but a queen of fair Elfland, and I'm come here for to visit thee. But ye man go with me now, Thomas. But ye maun go with me now, Thomas. True, Thomas, ye maun go with me. For ye maun serve me 7 years, through weal or way as may chance to be. She turned about her milk-white steed, and took true Thomas up behind, and whenever her bridle rang, the steed flew swifter than the wind. For 40 days and 40 nights he wade through red blood to the knee, and he saw neither sun nor moon, but heard the roaring of the sea. Oh, they rade on and further on, until they came to a garden green. Light down, ye lady free, some of that fruit let me pull to thee. Oh no, true Thomas, she says, that fruit will not be touched by thee. For all the plagues that are in hell light on the fruit of this country. But I have a loaf here in my lap, likewise a bottle of claret wine. And now our ere we go further on, we'll rest a while, and ye may dine. When he had eaten and drunk his fill, lay down your head upon my knee, the lady said, ere we climb yon hill, and I will show you fairlies 3. Oh, see not ye yon narrow road, so thick beset with thorn and briars, that is the path of righteousness, though after it but few inquiries. And see not ye that braid road that lies across yon lily leven? That is a path of wickedness, though some call it the road to heaven. And see not ye that bony road which winds across the ferny brae? That is a road to fair Elfland, where you and I this night maun gae. But Thomas, ye maun hold your tongue, whatever you may hear or see, for gin a word you should chance to speak, you will ne'er get back to your ain country. He has gotten a coat of the even cloth, and a pair of shoes of velvet green, and till 7 years were past and gone through Thomas on earth was never seen. Thank you for listening and for reading with me. A video part 2 is also uploaded in relation to the discussion of this poem, our poem Thomas Rhymer and the Queen of Elfland. If you have questions, comments, or additional information pertaining this literary piece, please do not hesitate to write them down in the comment section. Likewise, if there are some literary pieces that you would want us to discuss in this channel, please indicate them as well in the comment section. With that said, I thank you again for your time, and please do not forget to like, subscribe, and share this channel. Ciao!